Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazer of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I'm helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I'm helping you break through your barriers and transcend limitations you may have. If that sounds good to you, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. This video is going to be about what reality are you tuning into. It's going to have to do with shifting timelines. And I'm just noticing there's a lot going on the planet right now. We see the distractions. We see a lot of things trying to take us off our paths. We see, look over here. Well, really, there's some other way worse things that they don't want to expose, right? Over here. Spiritual warfare, right? As above, so below. So you have all this going on here. What's going on up there, right? Then on top of that, I feel like our root chakra is being attacked, right? I've talked about this before. Our sense of security, putting us in fear. It's the lowest vibration. Fear blocks manifestation. Fear blocks us from living the life we want, from ascending, whatever you want to use, right? So we see how the fear frequency is used. And even the economy, right? We're getting hit. We don't feel even stable in our environment financially. There's many different levels to this. Can't afford to live. So how are you going to rise to your upper, right? Your heart chakra and become one with all that is. Talk about going through the chakras, right? When we're stuck in the lower chakras, we're stuck in fear, pride, our egos, right? We're programmed to believe we're not worthy. That's our solar plexus, right? Sacral, we have shame. So all these things, we're being attacked in these lower frequencies or lower chakras, right? And a lot of us have trauma from the past, from our own personal lives, this family, our own personal experiences. Then we have trauma from the powers that be programmed us to be and intentionally traumatized us through various methods. I don't need to list them all. So it can be hard. Well, it's a matrix, right? You feel like you're being a role where your energy is just being harvested. As you're going through a spiritual awakening, you realize the kind of place this is and where we are and like WTF. And then it's kind of you woke up from like a crazy dream, but this is another dream within a dream, right? So it can be a lot. And you can easily go into like a spiritual psychosis or just psychosis in general. So I kind of played a little bit on both. You know, the way I kind of research, I kind of dive deep into things. I like to dive deep into the extremes of things. So I can go through the experience myself so I can help people. I'm seeing more on TikTok than ever. A lot of fears being pushed. Only that app in particular, when I go on there, it's like all doom and gloom. It's like, we got the UFO stuff, right? We have the chemical, the trains derailing, all that stuff. Problems with the economy, right? So that's nothing new. Inflation, we have spiritual warfare. Certain things with celebrities going on that are all in plain sight, right? Some of the rituals we see, evil rituals, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot to process, and if you're not unaware of any of this stuff, that can be a lot to swallow. I've kind of went through spiritual awakening long ago, and I'm still awakening to more truths, you know? The part of this experience is knowing you don't know everything. There's a lot. So what you know, you don't know, and then what you don't know, you don't know. So I'm still going through more of this. There's levels to it. It's not just you wake up one time, you're awaken and then you know everything and life gets all better. No. And what we're seeing right now in society is the shadow, the purging, the higher frequencies are coming to the planet as we're shifting in frequencies, right? The lower stuff has to go. That's why it's painful. And it's not just us, even the people that forces, I'll say, that run this world, the shadow's coming up. It's everything's being illuminated. Everything's coming to light. The lies, the deception, everything that's lower frequencies has to come up to the surface for awareness. And it's also within ourselves, so it's on an individual level. So you have trauma, like I do too. I'm trying to work through it myself. There are things I thought I worked on, and there are different levels to it, and it's deeper, and it's painful. For me, it's like limiting beliefs, emotional trauma, even grief, stuff like that. All these lower stuff has to go, right? Being transmuted. So the shadow is coming up. And as a collective, you know, we've all done things to this planet and to each other, and you know, there's karma, there's a lot of different things going. There's so many different levels to it. I can't even put it all on video. But it's all coming to light. It's being illuminated. That's why you see these things are in plain sight now. You're like, did they really just put that on TV? Did they really just announce it on the news? It seems like it's a frenzy, right? And especially the forces that run this world are narcissists, right? They're losing control. Their time is up. On a spiritual warfare side, their time is up. They're more than just narcissists. You know, I'm trying not to use certain words on this video. See their desperate attempts to try to grab the lower hanging fruit. Trying to keep everybody in that fear frequency. Fear is the lowest frequency. It's what's been used to control us, separate and divide, right? So just be mindful of what you're tuning into, what you're watching. I had to take a break from TikTok 'cause it was so much doom and gloom that like I was like, dude, this is like Armageddon on TikTok. And then I go on other apps and it's like everything's good, and I walk outside, everything's good. But as the more I got on that app and the more I fed into the fear, especially the news, you don't want to look at that right now. Like I said, I test things out just to see, because I'm trying to help people, so I need to understand what state people are in and why they're seeing things the way they do, right? But a lot of this is being programmed. They're trying to keep us in this certain reality, in this timeline, and it can be a lot. And if you're an empath, it can be extra hard because you're absorbing everything that's going on. You feel the collective fear and all that stuff, and it's like it's never been so evident to me that some people are living in completely different realities. But I notice the people living in the better timeline that seem like unbothered by this, they're not tuning into all that fear. They're getting off those apps. They're kind of tuning in more to themselves, and that's what I'm working on. I did both sides just to see, but I literally had two completely different realities. When I was focusing on that fear, I watch all these TikToks, I was scrolling through, it's all doom and gloom. I'm not saying any of this stuff's not true. It can be hard to discern what's true and what's not, but just remember that things can be fake, such thing as deep fakes or Photoshop. There's a lot of things that can be manipulated. As someone that does content creation, there's a lot of things you can do to edit video, images. You can make things look real. There's all kinds of technology. Just thing is, question everything. Use your discernment. Regardless of what's going on out here, remember that the old world has to fall apart for the new world to come together. So be mindful of what you're thinking and feeling, what you're tuning into. Just try to make sure things that you're tuning into on all levels with all senses are of a higher frequency. And do what you gotta do to prioritize yourself and stay stable. That's all I have for today. If you like this content, the subscribe and like buttons. I also have a Facebook group, and Instagram, and TikTok. The links are in my video description and in my channel description. I also offer transformational and spiritual coaching. If you're interested in that, my contact information is in this video description as well. Have a good day.